We're back up, and Megan is on there.
Yeah, you can see Megan. Megan Gaither joining us now here on TMA. Doug, making headlines in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch this weekend. Megan said in an interview with the Post-Dispatch that she was put on leave by the District of St. Clair Friday evening and expects to be fired after she was outed for being on OnlyFans. Megan, good morning.
Good morning.
And thank you for setting up the YouTube. How's that working for you? Is this easy? Easy setup?
It's easy enough. Yeah, it was fine.
Jackson, nice job.
Good job, Jackson.
Thank you.
You and Brianna Coppage are friends. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're best friends.
So how long have you been best friends?
So she started working for the district last school year, and we started as coworkers. And since we were in the same department, we just kind of really hit it off. And it grew from coworkers to being best friends.
How about that, Doug?
Yeah.
And all while you're becoming best friends over the course of a year, you both happened to be on OnlyFans, but did not know that the other was on OnlyFans. Is that correct?
That is correct. She started a little before I did. I started right after school ended in May. And yeah, we had no idea. There was no communication. That's not something you talk about with people normally. And so yeah, it just came out and we thought it was hilarious that both of us were doing it at the same time and didn't know.
So how did you find out that she was doing it when the story broke that a parent had outed her on Facebook? Is that when you found out?
No. So in the summer, we went to a teacher's night Cardinals game, and on the way home, we were all talking, and we just looked at each other and we're like, "You're doing OnlyFans, aren't you?" And she was like, "Yep," and I'm like, "Me too."
How did you know?
So we just kind of laughed about it.
How'd you know from the conversation that you were both doing OnlyFans?
So we were with a group of really close friends of teachers, and we were just making jokes about money and all of that. And one of my friends said "Oh, we should just all start selling feet pics," and it was just Bree and I caught eyes, and we just smiled at each other, and I'm like, "She's doing it too." And so I asked, and we're all really close, so she was like, "Yep," and I'm like, "Me too."
You think there's even
So it was
more
actually
out
kind of
there?
funny.
Could there be more than just the two of you out there doing it?
And I mean, that's very speculative, so I can't really say. I wouldn't doubt it. In St. Clair, I have no idea. That's not something you talk about normally with your coworkers because of the stigma around it. But I mean, I could see more teachers and professionals out there doing this as well for extra money.
So, so how were you? Were you outed, or did you out yourself? I want to make sure I understand, because I felt like Brianna, from talking to her when she joined us on the show, she was outed. What happened with you to lead to the story in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, Megan?
The thing that happened to me was I went to a Halloween party, and a picture showed up of me. The face was blurred, but there was enough speculation going around that it was possibly me. And then I showed up in a video of Breeze from the back. So again, it was all speculation, but that was enough to launch an investigation at that time. They didn't find my OnlyFans because there wasn't one to find. Once she got caught, I had deleted it. So as far as who outed me, I had a bunch of coworkers that had called the Post-Dispatch and the Missourian and told them that I was doing this. And so they told me they were going to be running my story no matter what, whether I gave my story or not. They would just use what other people gave them if I didn't say anything. So I made the hard decision to tell my story instead of having another story that was false told about me.
I see. Okay.
So the newspaper
guess
was going to out you, whether you agreed to it or not?
They were going to write a story, is what I was told.
Which newspaper, Megan?
So the first two that contacted me were the Post-Dispatch, St. Louis Post-Dispatch, and the Missourian.
which is in Columbia, which is the University of Missouri Journalism School newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
The Missourian's a local, like the E-Missourian was a local, like it's the local one.
I would think that's not only bad journalism, but if there's no picture of you and it's blurred and people are just trying to put two and two together and say, look, this matches without having your face up there, I don't know how you do that.
I don't know. I don't blame them. I mean, Bree's story was huge, and they were very kind and understanding about what was going on with me. I think they did the best they could, especially when you're from a small town like St. Clair. Like, things like this are big news, and so I don't blame them. I think they did. I think they did a good job on hearing me out and telling my story.
Do you have a distinctive tattoo on your back or something? I don't know how they picked you out with your face blurred, and Bree's was from the back.
It was all speculation. I don't have tattoos like that. I have tattoos on my wrists, but they were covered. But I mean, it was, since everybody knows that Bree and I are close, they were looking, I guess, at body type. And it was just all speculation. But, that week I started getting, notes in my door, it was students at that point telling me they knew my secret, and, comments on my personal, like, TikTok and stuff that I was having to delete. So even though there was no proof, I was already being investigated and was guilty in people's eyes.
I see. So in Brianna's case, she shot a scene, if I'm correct, with Erica and Drew Swings. Doug, as you know, Erica and Drew were in here. Sure. And Iggy, you got a chance to see his penis, didn't you?
Oh!
I don't believe so. Not his.
I thought you did. Jackson, was it you?
Yeah.
Okay. So they're very well known and have a big following. And so when she appeared with them, that's what put her in a bigger spotlight.
Right.
Your situation sounds like it was different. Brianna has seen her subscriptions go up exponentially. She's charging more. What was your charge and number of subscribers pre-outing?
So before, because I deleted, I went under an alias, and whenever she got caught, I deleted everything. But before she got caught, I was at 1,500 subscribers on OnlyFans, like 5,500 on Twitter. I was smaller, but I also did really well. I was in the top 6%. So I mean, my content was definitely different than Bree's. But I mean, I did well. I was making a little more than what I did teaching every month while doing that.
I see. Okay.
And you have your OnlyFans back on? Did you start a new account now?
I do. So last week, when I could tell what was happening and I could see where it was going, I went ahead and made a new one under my real name. And so, yeah, that is back up at this time.
So what is your... Are you married?
I am married.
Okay. Do you shoot with your husband, or what's the situation there? Because Brianna shoots with her husband, correct?
Yes, she does a lot with her husband. So my husband and I right now are separated, but that has nothing to do with, all of this, all of OnlyFans.
So you were separated before this story?
Yes.
Okay.
That's not something we're really advertising, but it's more of like, I have always, even over the summer, did mostly like solo stuff. And, there was a few things that I did with him over the summer, but a lot of my stuff is just me. So on my page right now, that's mostly what you'll see. It's not all of what you'll see. And, in the future, I don't know what's going to be different. But yeah, it's mostly me, me talking to people, and doing like video chats and all of that kind of stuff.
How many followers do you have now since you put it back up?
I have, so I started getting followers Saturday night, and I am at 1.3 thousand followers
1.3
on
thousand.
OnlyFans.
Wait till after this interview.
She knows where the money goes.
Flip that off. So Brianna now has when she was on with us a couple of weeks ago, Megan, she was debating whether or not to kind of shut it down, or because she had been contacted by the Vixen Studios, which is in Los Angeles and a prominent
Right.
adult studio, as to whether or not to kind of lean into it. And it looks like she has decided to lean into it. And it was in New York last week, and I believe Los Angeles last week. And what are you thinking? Are you thinking of retreating, or are you thinking of also going all in?
At this moment, I am still waiting to see like what the school does. I am doing OnlyFans. I have not been contacted by anywhere like Vixen. But I also, like, I didn't want this to happen. I mean, I deleted everything so I could teach. Like, that's my passion. And so I am doing this and I love it. I have a lot of fun doing it. But I would like to long term think about how I can use my multiple degrees again in the future, and maybe kind of combining the two. I mean, I've thought of like if I do become successful, like how I can better, education and be a part of that still, because that is what I went to school for and what I love to do.
What are your degrees in? Education, I gather. But you have 2 masters? You're
Yes.
pursuing another master's?
I have 2 masters. I graduated in May. So I have a Master of Arts in Teaching and a Master of Arts in English.
Got it. I see. And so you would like to, and you have not resigned, to be clear, from St. Clair School District.
Yeah, I have not, and I
So where does
do not
that
plan
stand?
to.
So you do not plan to. So where does that stand? Where are things with the school district?
I mean, last Friday I was put on leave before my football game, and they told me they would do an investigation and then contact me later. So, but I mean, I'm not. Everybody keeps saying that I'm on leave for being on OnlyFans. I'm not on leave for being on OnlyFans specifically, because there was no proof of that. So they are investigating outside claims that came with that, which are all false. And so I'm anticipating that hopefully I can maybe go back. So.
You think that's realistic?
Yes and no. My content is so different. But I mean, according to contract, I have not broken any rules. There's no rules about like what I have done. I would go back, and not just because, I just want to, but because I feel like my students deserve a qualified teacher. And the fact of the matter is St. Clair is now down 2 qualified teachers with somebody who is as lovely as they are. And I do know one of them. They're just not qualified for the job that they're doing. And so like, I really, especially my classes, I teach a dual credit class. I think they deserve a qualified teacher in the classroom.
And if I'm not mistaken, your contract doesn't have a morals clause in it, does it?
No, it does not. There is a vague statement about like representing the school well, that I know they cited for Bree, and I'm sure that's what they're going to cite for me.
But Brianna wound up resigning. You have no intention to do so.
No, I mean, I don't feel like I've done anything wrong. Students didn't find my page. They would not have if I would not have made it findable. It was all gone. I was done with it. And I mean, I just really feel like I've done absolutely nothing wrong. So I don't plan to resign. I plan to let them do their investigation and then go talk to them and see what they decide to do. Which I I mean, I think we all kind of know where it's going, but I don't feel like I should resign for something that I didn't do wrong.
See.
So
when we
I'm
talked
just
with
letting them.
I apologize, Megan. When we talked with Brianna, and I know she was quoted in the Post-Dispatch as well, she said she really has no feeling of shame and, didn't feel like she had done something wrong, but she also understood the school district and potentially parents' level of comfort or lack thereof. So for the purpose of playing devil's advocate, how would you put yourself in the position of the parents of the students who you're educating? Where are you on that?
I definitely believe that parents have a right to whoever teaches their kids. And if it is something that they are uncomfortable with, they can definitely remove their student from my classroom. That is well within their rights, and I would have all respect for that. My big thing is I don't feel like one or two parents can dictate the entire school of parents, because I've gotten just as much support as I have hate from those parents. Just as many people messaging me, telling me, I would love to still have you, my student. Like, my kid loves you. You're a great teacher. So I feel like there is a right, but as soon as you take the right away from other parents, that's where there's an issue. You can't take that right to a qualified and good teacher away from other kids and other parents.
Are you in the teachers union there in St. Clair?
Yes, I am a member of NEA.
And what kind of support have they given you?
I am in contact with them, and I mean they're doing their job. Mm-hmm.
If they, for some reason, would give you your job back and say, okay, you can have your job back, would you continue with your OnlyFans account?
Oh, see, that's hard because I'm fully aware that probably after this year they will let me go. And once your name is in the media, like mine has been, it is extremely hard to get back into education. And that is literally the only reason why I made an OnlyFans last week was as soon as your name gets out there like mine has and like Bree's has, we are pretty well aware that the career is gone. And so, you have to be able to support your family and support your life. So I don't think I would get rid of it.
You think it would be different if you taught at the college level? You think you could do this?
Yes, and that is an option for me. I mean, I do have 2 master's degrees. Eventually, I would like to get my PhD. So that is something that's been in the back of my mind, that maybe next year I go to a college level and teach. Yeah. I would love that.
Now, you said that you enjoy what you're doing. You're not going as far as Bree. You said you're doing mostly solo stuff. You said you enjoy it. What do you enjoy about it? I mean, is it you feel free? You feel free doing it? You can express yourself? What do you enjoy about it?
Both of those, but I really like people, and I'm really good at connecting and getting to know people. And I think that's part of why I was successful the first time I did this was, talking to people and just, it's not all about like sexual stuff. It's about connection and intimacy. And I think that's what I enjoy most is seeing people, getting to know them, and like watching them grow, and then watching like how I have changed with this. I really enjoy like that connection with different people. I love meeting people.
There are a number of gentlemen in the YouTube chat. I don't know if you have that open or not, Megan.
I do not.
Okay, and they're
probably get it open.
They're looking for the link to your OnlyFans page. Would you like to tell the people what?
Yeah, it's just under my name. So if you go in there, it's just like at Megan Gaither.
And that is spelled what way?
MEGANGAITHER.
There you go.
Just hit refresh on your page here in a couple minutes and see all the
Yeah.
So if they type in
interested parties.
If they type in Heather, it won't come up, right?
Right.
And what does it cost?
It's $10 a month.
$10 a month,
plan to keep it.
1,300 subscribers.
Now, did you start with that price point, or have you
Yeah,
adjusted
have you
price
increased?
points in the like? When you first started, do you have a goal in mind with followers, and did you want to try to lessen the price point to gain followers and then raise it, or has it been only 10?
So when I did it over the summer, I just made it free, and I posted more PG, I would say PG content. And then in order to see anything more explicit, I had them pay for that. So my page was free, but if you wanted to like see me naked or see me do anything, you had to like ask me, and then we would talk, and you would pay me for that.
I see. I don't know if you're familiar. Are you familiar with Timmy the Tickler?
Oh,
I am not.
no, you shouldn't be.
That's Doug's favorite caller. He just texted, and I don't know, Doug, because we don't kink shame on this show.
I do sometimes.
Wants to know if you do any cuck videos. Sounds like that's something he's interested in.
I have not done that, but I am pretty open. I don't know where this is going this time. I have a feeling that it's going to evolve. We'll kind of see, like if any other content creators reach out or, see what happens there. So, I mean, keep an eye out. You never know. Right?
I can coach you on the cucking stuff if
Oh,
you
for
want to do
heaven's
one.
sakes.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, every time we have somebody on, it sounds like you're really angling for...
I'm angling to get in this cuck scene.
So wouldn't that be nice, Timmy the Tickler, that there's Iggy while you're enjoying yourself?
He wants in the business.
Doug, we have a gentleman here saying that they're asking on your behalf.
On my behalf?
Yeah. Can't find the text here, but wants to know, Megan, if you have been with a woman.
Well, she was with Brianna on Halloween.
I was with Bree, yeah. I have been with Bree. She's the only woman I've been with on camera.
What about off camera?
No.
I am bisexual,
So good to
so
hear.
I will say that.
That's so good to hear, Doug. Isn't that
You
what we
guys are
wanted
both
to hear?
celebrating.
Yeah, everybody's
I
celebrating.
did the Mickey Carroll.
So, Brianna, at this point, Brianna's, it sounds like going to be out in L.A. doing, stuff on a regular basis. Is that something that you'd like to follow that path as well?
That's a hard question. I'm not in that position yet. I'm not that far into this. I would say I am open to it as far as me like going to be like seeking it out. That's not really who I am to like seek out stuff like that. But I support her, and like if that opportunity came up, I might, if it's, the right time, I guess.
If you just stayed what you're doing now and had $1,300 a month at $10 a month, that's $13,000 a month. That's pretty good income just there, isn't it? If you do nothing
yeah.
else.
Yep. I mean, I do see myself evolving. It's just I'm can't really say how that's going to look right now. I don't know, who's going to reach out and what's going to happen. So I'm not saying I'm staying with what I am. I'm leaning into what I have right now. But as opportunities open up, you never know like where life is going to take you with something like this.
Megan, one of the things Brianna was hesitant about is I guess there was some level of lack of comfort from, I don't know if it was parents, in-laws, I'm not sure. And so that's something that her and her husband were weighing. Does family come into play as far as your decision-making that you're talking about how this could evolve? Is that something that is a consideration for you, or is there a comfort level and your family's good with everything?
So my whole family, before any of like the news came out and everything, I called everybody, told them like, hey, you're getting ready to see some, news articles about me. I don't know where this is going. And so I told them my story before they were able to like see it online or see it wherever. And every single one of them has offered support. The only concern they have is they know that I love teaching. And so they're worried about how I'm dealing with that. But there was no hesitation with what I've been doing. In fact, it was all support, which I'm very grateful for.
That's good to hear.
And your main point has always been that I want to show people why I'm doing this because teachers are very underpaid.
Yes. I mean, I started this over the summer when I realized that I had finished my degree. I'm taking some time off before I start my next degree. And I sat there and I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a huge student loan bill. And so, I had considered getting a second job. But if I'm going to be honest, teaching is very mentally taxing, and I just couldn't imagine, going from working all day to working 6 hours at night to going home to sleep to do it all over again. I didn't think that I would be able to handle that very long. And so, I made this choice knowing that I could do it on my own time and make as much as I wanted or needed to. It was a hard choice to make, but it was one that was necessary for like my family. And so I don't regret it. I have no shame. I've been quoted to say that morality is a sliding scale. I don't feel like I've done anything wrong. And so, here I am trying to advocate for, change and for teachers, just like Bree is doing.
We have a texter by the name of Father Brown Eye. We don't know him, so we don't know whether or not he's actually.
Sounds like a priest, though.
I mean, that's what he goes by. And he says, is she looking for a new partner to shoot with? I'm 9 inches, and then a winking emoji.
Okay, we don't need that.
So I don't know if you're interested in soliciting a new talent to work with here in the St. Louis metropolitan area.
280 with a nub. I know it. I just feel it.
You know he's got a nubbin?
Just feel it.
You don't know. But would you at least be open to Iggy teaching you the finer points of the cuckolding scene?
Would I be interested in teaching about that?
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
I mean, I could do some research, teach about anything.
No, I thought
that's actually something-
Iggy's already got this information. He might be one that could.
Oh,
help
so
you through
he
it.
could teach me.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great, Iggy.
He's
Well,
interested.
what I've done, and I introduced myself last night as Kenny. I didn't know you well enough to say hi. This is Iggy, so I just said Kenny.
Because that might have been overwhelming for you,
Yeah,
Megan.
that might have been. If you knew Iggy, that might be too much for you.
Yeah.
The last two, Erica Swings and Brianna, I volunteered not to get naked, but to be the cuck in a scene. Just have you berate me or whatever. Do your thing, and then I sit over in the corner with a dunce cap on, sucking my thumb. And you just
God.
kind of
Mapped out.
berate the hell out of me. That'd be a cuck. And just to let you know, I mean, I guarantee you, if you charge $10 a month for a month, at least 100 people who listen to this show would join just to see me get cucked. So that'd be some free money for you. I think it'd be an entertaining scene.
It might be entertaining for sure. It sounds interesting.
Yep.
I like it.
There you go. It sounds like she's interested.
Kind of a far drive for me, but
Yeah.
So, Megan, what do you think the next step is for you?
Right now, I am going to continue pushing out my content. I am going to create some more. And I am going to just kind of wait for the school. I know, like I say, I would go back and stuff, but I am fully anticipating that part of my life and part of my journey is over. I think I'm just wanting to reiterate that, I loved teaching. I love education. That's my true passion in life. And I would go back if needed, but I know where this is going and that part's over. So I will be on OnlyFans. It is me talking to you whenever you message me. I love talking to people. Like I said, that's probably my favorite part is, talking to people, getting to know people. And I think that I'm going to lean into it a little bit and just see kind of what happens with that. Right now, that's kind of the plan going forward.
so you want to do this cuck scene?
Yeah, maybe.
That'd be leaning into
gosh.
it.
Yeah, there you go.
You left the door open, Iggy.
Yeah, right. If/when you are terminated, do you or the teachers union plan on litigating, or are you at peace with it?
I'm at peace. I don't want to ruin like a school. Like there's St. Clair has been good to me for the most part. I mean, there are issues like any other place of business. That being said, like I mean, I don't think it'd be right, and I'll definitely be hurt. I put a lot of love and work into what I was doing there, with cheerleading and with my job, and I brought that dual credit class to St. Clair, and I'm very concerned about those students, and but I mean, I don't have any plans to sue unless like they do something so egregiously like wrong to me that would make me have to, if that makes sense.
So it is not your plan to litigate at the moment?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm just letting, I firmly believe that I shouldn't have to resign for this. And so I'm going to essentially put the ball in their park right now. I just don't plan to resign. I'm going to have them do their investigation. I'm going to hear them out whenever they finish that investigation. And then we'll just see what their decision is and like what they say, and I'll just go from there.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're beautiful. You have the great outlook. You have the great sense of what you want to do. And whatever you do, you're going to succeed in it. So
I
congrats.
appreciate that. Thank
Nice
you.
little pat on the back.
That was nice. That was
Oh, she's not on here ripping somebody and saying, oh, that guy posted that and outed me. I'm suing him. No, she got the right attitude.
No, I mean, I'm a very sensitive person. So I'm not reading a lot of like the comments and stuff, especially the local ones. It hurts. There was rumors flying around, that I'm just riding Bree's like coattails, and that I had this all planned, and lies going around about things that I've said. And I mean, all of that hurts, but I'm not somebody that's like a vindictive person or like somebody that wants revenge for something. I just wanted the chance to tell my story the way that it should be told, because I mean that choice was taken away from me a week ago now. I'm going to be honest. I'm not happy with whatever coworkers, and I mean I don't know who did it. I was told there was multiple. I'm not happy with them. I mean, they took my career away essentially. Like I was really hoping to fly under the radar and let the school do their investigation and not have to worry. But I'm still not a vindictive person. I'm not going online and reading comments, and because that'll just hurt my feelings. And so I'm just trying to go with the flow, be honest about how I feel and like what's happened to me, and just, move on. That's what I'm trying to do.
There it is. Megan Gaither with us here on TMA, giving us her side of the story. And, of course, you can read that story at stltoday.com. And you can see her and subscribe to her page, Doug. It's onlyfans.com and online using your real name. Both you and Brianna using your real names, not using stage names.
I did use stage names over the summer, obviously, because I did not want to get caught.
Right.
And then when this happened, I realized, I don't need to.
Yeah, at this point, what does it
so
matter?
I went from not showing any of my face to doing, like full face pictures and whatnot, and using my name just to, get out there.
Megan, thank you so much for the time, and good luck throughout this odyssey. We appreciate you spending time with us and connecting via YouTube as well. So thank you so much,
Yeah, no
and enjoyed
problem.
talking it over with you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks, Heather.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Heather.
It's
You said
Megan.
Heather
He
again.
continues to call
I know.
her Heather. It's just his little
Okay.
joke. There it is.
right,
Megan
thanks, Megan.
Gaither with us here on TMA, giving us her perspective.